shocking experience. What did you draw from to pull that kind of awe-inspiring, just change your world moment?
Right. What experiences did I pull from? Well, I've been asked frequently recently what it's like to play such a far-fetched story that's so sort of unbelievable and fantastic. And this especially, and I know that we say this about all of them, but this especially feels the most real, just in terms of what could happen to you in your life. 18 is not so very, very possible. And I had it's hard to talk to you about this. It makes me feel really young, actually, and like I don't know what I'm talking about. But I felt so strongly connected to that aspect of this. I thought that was the main thing that I wanted to play. She's like this little cat in a corner that, will kill you, scratch your eyes out to defend what's going on here, and nobody else understands. And I could sort of feel him, as she sort of says a lot. And I didn't have any experiences drawn, but there you go.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Hi, my question's for Rob and Taylor. How is it working with a cast full of beautiful women such as Kristen, Nikki, and Ashley?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Wow, that's the first time that's ever been asked at one of these conventions.
That's not true. I always get asked this every year.
Really?
Yeah, I always get asked it at some point.
And what do you say?
It's like if you every way you can approach this answer, it seems either kind of inappropriate or just plain wrong. So Taylor, you answer it. It's great. It's really nice being surrounded by hot girls all the time. It's the best thing ever. That's why I became an actor.
Good answer. Taylor, you want to take a stab?
No, I mean,
You summed it up.
there could be worse jobs. No, we have a lot of fun, and we're all. I mean, it is weird. I understand what he's saying, because I mean, we all are super close, and
It's so weird that we're all so hot. This has become the weirdest answer to any question. We have to be done with this now.
All right, we're done. That was a great question. Thank you, sir.
Hi, I was wondering, this is for anyone who wants to answer, can you tell us what songs are going to be in the movie?
Bill?
Can you?
Yeah, well, we're just figuring that out now, actually, but we have, I have to say, we have a lot of them. We have like 15, I think. I don't know if we should say it yet, because we haven't made deals with everyone, but I think you'll be happy.
Hey, Taylor. So I was just wondering, what is it like to rehearse the fight scenes and film them, and do you have fun doing it?
My fight scenes really, I'm usually a wolf. So, I don't, it's a bummer, because I wish I could actually be doing that, and I'm super jealous of my CGI wolf, although he is pretty cute and fluffy. But I actually got beat up a little bit. I'll talk more about the first one, but I got beat up in both the movies. It was fun. He gives me a nice punch in this one, after he finds out I imprinted on his daughter.
It's Taylor's incredible stunt, which was like he had this wire thing where when he was jumping out of the house, I can't remember why, but he's always running around doing something, and he had this thing and it was really cool, like on the wire and stuff, and jumping down like I don't know 10 stairs, and then Taylor's like, I don't need the wire, and then sprints out and jumps down an entire flight of stairs,
Throws himself
sprinting
downstairs.
like without a wire. It was like one of Most impressive things I've seen a human being do.
Excellent, excellent. Well, guys, I'm gonna pause the questions just for 1 second, because I've just been told that we have some surprise guests backstage, so I want to come out to see you all. So many of them are making their first ever Comic-Con appearance. So let's give a warm welcome to Jacob's newest pack member, Leah Clearwater, Julia Jones. Please welcome the Cullen matriarch, Esme Cullen, Elizabeth Reeser. Next is Jacob Black's favorite member of the Cullen family, Rosalie, Nikki Reed. And one more guest, Bella's best friend and Edward's loving sister Alice, Ashley Green. All right, thanks so much for joining us, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
We're going to turn the questions back to the audience, but please come to the mics if you've got, or Mike, I guess, if you've got some questions. I'd love to include the newest members of the dais here. So let's go back here.
I have a question. Rob, do you like having the baby with Bella?
For some reason, the look on your face looks like you're really asking something else.
And she has no idea what you're
I don't think no, I do. I really like babies, embarrassingly, for a guy. Well, I don't know if that's embarrassing. I do really like them. And I like doing scenes with them, too. But it was really fun. It was kind of... especially in this series as well, you kind of, you're playing this sort of statuesque guy most of the time. And as soon as you have a baby, no one can be hard anymore. They can't contain their emotions, which is what Edward's been doing the entire time. You have a little baby in your hand, so it's kind of, it makes everything more human, inevitably. And also, babies just in terms of acting with it, they just do their own thing. And so you kind of, it's more fun to just, you're basically improvising as soon as you have a baby in your hand, which is, yeah, it's really fun. I loved it.
Thank you. Next question?
My question is for Taylor. Did you like playing the character in Abduction more than the character in the Twilight Saga?
Why is that so funny? I honestly, I wouldn't be able to choose it. I mean, like I was saying earlier, they're such different characters. I mean, it's just the great thing is I was able to go from playing Jacob, who I really love, to playing another character that I was able to explore, who's also really interesting. But I would not be able to choose. That's a good question. You put me in a tough spot here, especially with everyone in this room.
I'm going to jump in for a second, and I'd like to ask a question to the newest members of the table here. We'll start with Ashley and work our way to Julia. And I'd just like to hear you guys talk a little bit about the growth of your characters through the course of the film, and what was it like, to portray that and have an opportunity to portray that, I guess.
For me, it was, it's always been really fun playing Alice. You get to go to work every day and just be super perky and happy all the time. But the nice part with Alice, I think, is that, there was, throughout the course of the whole saga, there were opportunities to see her really defend her family and to see kind of, a fierceness and a dangerous side of her that you didn't necessarily see in the first film. And in Breaking Dawn, I think you kind of get to see Alice at her peak and at her height. She's planning a wedding and she's elated and beyond herself. But then kind of on the extreme opposite, you get to see her really fight for her family and
she got to go to kind of darker places that you haven't really seen her go to before.
It's my turn. Well, unlike Alice, Rosalie's not super happy and perky all the time. So it was nice to not play that for 5 minutes. It was nice to smile on set once or twice. I think this journey has been, you know, watching Rosalie sort of unfold throughout the years, and working with Bill really closely, I think, to find, you know, the comedy in this and the humor and some lighter moments for Rosalie was nice. And I sort of experienced an eclipse that the audience was laughing a lot of the time when I was on screen, which is actually amazing. And so we kind of went with that, and Bella and Rosalie get to have something really special in this and connect over you know, the love for this other thing, and it sort of it becomes greater than all the other little petty issues. So, yes.
For me, I really enjoyed working with all the international vampires. I thought that was really fun. We had a full house at one point. And I think what I really enjoyed about Breaking Dawn was seeing Esme become more of the matriarch that I tend to. She was a stronger version of the character than I think we've seen, and I found that to be more a more honest version of the character, in my opinion, because every mother that I've ever known they're like the fiercest person in the family, and so I found that was really fun and more challenging time for me to explore that, especially because everything was at stake for our characters, and we were in a much more vulnerable position as a family. So Esme really has to step up.
I think that Leah in Eclipse is just always very, very angry, and to say the least. And in Breaking Dawn, I think she kind of makes a decision. Part of growing up for her is deciding to do something that makes her happy, that makes her care, like capable of caring again. And I think Jacob gives her that opportunity, and it like opens her heart. So all of a sudden, instead of being angry, there's a lot of feeling and passion and other things that she gets to experience. And for me, that was such a relief, first of all. And also, it was, you know, I kind of felt better about leaving her in that state than in Eclipse.
It's nice.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll go back to the questions here.
Hi everyone, question to Bill. I'm from Brazil, so I have to ask you that. Did you have the opportunity to watch Brazilian cinema while you were there? And I would like to ask you to say a few words about your interest in horror as a genre.
Sure, yeah. Well, first of all, we had a tight schedule, but one great thing is that we were there right when the film festival was starting in Rio. So I got to hang out with some Brazilian filmmakers, you know. And also we had some really great people on our crew. That we managed to pick up for 6 weeks. So I got a taste of that incredibly lively, film scene down there. And as for horror, yeah, it's something I've always, growing up, Hitchcock, horror, suspense, it's always been an interest to me. To me, it's like pure movies, because it's a combination of images and sound and music that creating that feeling of tension, I think is the most exciting thing. And again, in this movie, I think you'll see, I think Kristen was describing a little bit, but it's not just a childbirth, it's that plus the wolf attack. Everything's like coming at you on all sides in the last 30 minutes of this movie, and I think it's a really intense ride. Thanks.
Thank you.